Okay, I just wrapped up the preliminaries for Shot 007. So I thought this would be a good moment to just kind of record some of the processes that are being done here. Um, Especially since the shot that I'm working on now is Shot 008, which is the climb, which is a lot of good straightforward animation. So that's a good time. This is and then which is the build up to a big reveal in the story. So it's a good. I thought it would be a good thing to record, as well as to just look at some technical things. But the main thing is to record. And so, if for anybody who's interested in the processes that are involved, and maybe some of the insights I've come across as I've gone about doing this. So I'm in Blender 4.4. It's had some. It's nice and solid, so it doesn't crash for any particular odd reason or anything like that. So anyway, so this is Shot 007, and so we have our character, and obviously we saw what appears to be a sound or a signal or something that's occurring, that he's now tracking. But the big thing about Shot 008, the one I'm working on now, is he's about to really track that signal down, or whatever that thing is, that anomaly that's occurring. So he's about to quickly climb this face of this mountainous hill, right? It's not large enough to be a true mountain, so it's just going to be our hill. And let me just get so where's I don't have anybody selected, so hold on. So once again, it's not a tutorial, it's like a over the shoulder type of thing. And so I said, okay, let me pause and record this next shot. So that way because that way I'm not going like, I literally will just go shot after shot after shot after shot and finish a certain segment of the production, and I have no recordings of how anything happened. And I don't want that to take place. So, okay. And so anyway, so he's got to climb. Let me get my control. I'm trying to get my controls down because I don't want to hide that mountain. That's the hill that's behind him. That's constantly clipping, or that camera's constantly falling back into. So I now have both hands on the keyboard. All right. So he's got to climb this guy here. Okay. Right. And also it's a good, it gives good insight for the character and its agility, and as he kind of starts to make, as we start to see more of what it can do, the wild walk, or what it can do, and then eventually we'll start to see what his actual purpose is in the overall story. All right, yeah. So right now what I'm doing is I'm just positioning pretty much what's going to be the camera. So I just want to lock the camera in before I jump on over to Lightwave, and then you can see if there's been any adjustments or improvements with my workflow from Lightwave to Blender, which is actually right now is seamless. If you can see from the other videos, it's seamless. It is Lightwave acts like a plugin. You know, in other words, if you're going to use something like what's the other animation tool, Cascador or something like that, then you might as well just use Lightwave. Unless with Cascador you want to have pre-made motions or have it generate particular aspects of a motion or something like that, instead of you doing it yourself, which is, I think that's the creative whole thing about animating and why animators animate. But either way, if you can see your animation being done in a separate application, then you'll understand why I quickly use Lightwave for my animation. Not all, for character animation, not all animation. I don't use it for my camera motions or anything like that. But for anything that's rigged, any character that's rigged, I'll use it. Now he's also in my scene here. So this is on simplify, so we don't have all the deformation going on. So he's floating, so we don't have all the deformation going on in the actual viewport for the for the shot here. But anyway, so and we're still at early phases of the scenes, so they get more complex because I work on everything in waves. So real quick, so like I'll do like this is shot 8, right? This is going to be the climb. I've titled it the climb. It's like this big moment in the production, the early stage of the production. And so I'll do the animation for the shot, render the shot out, and then come back, revisit it after it's bumped together with the rest of the shot, with the rest of the story. Take a look at the shot again, adjust the timing of the shot or something like that. Re-render it. There's a lot of re-rendering. So if you can't render fast, that's the whole thing. You got to be able to render fast. In other words, because re-rendering is the equivalent for me of, like, if I'm drawing, of erasing and sketching another line back in. It should be as quick and simple as that. So in other words, if I'm doing a shot, like my shots here, or all the shots right now and up to this point in the production, no shot is more than 30 minutes long. 30 minutes for rendering time. So you can calculate all that out and however you want to do it. But 30 minutes for me is a good time, because within 30 minutes, it gives me enough time to reevaluate what I'm thinking about, or get up and do something else and come back and it's done. And then I'm literally re-editing and stuff like that. So I don't see it as cumbersome. Now, if it was an hour or 2 hours a shot, then yeah, then we start falling into, oh, okay, this one's got to be put overnight or whatever it is. And I'm just saying it just changes the flow of the creative process, right? And matter of fact, there are shots that will do that regardless of what you do. It's like, this thing's got to go at a high iteration in order for it to look right, blah blah blah. But to have all the shots like that, or the majority of the shots like that, kind of breaks the intuitive aspect of animating and being creative thought in my perspective. So anyway, so here we go. So let's just get this angle going on here, and just so I know that, because this is Shot008, but it's not saved with an actual camera yet, so it's still using Shot007. And also for me, everything has to be, I do a lot in Blender. Almost everything is done with Cycles viewport active. So to be able to move around and stuff like that, and navigate, or to make adjustments, to be able to see it in real time like that, but with all the other aspects, with all the stuff turned on, is extremely important, and it saves time. The only thing I don't like, once again, is the preview speed, even with frame dropping. Oh my gosh, I'm like pulling my freaking hair out, kind of a thing. But anyway, so this is roughly probably going to be almost a worm's eye view, or profile view. All right, we'll come back to it for the final one, but let's just lay a camera out. I like this little tool, this little add camera tool thing, add-on. So let's just add one here. It just makes it faster for me, and then I can just quickly go and rename it, and we'll just call this shot. And this way I know that I'm officially now working on the scene. Once I have a camera in there, then it's set. Everything else out, this is my range. So I've already set the range. Oh, see, this range is not set. All right, so this is the range. All right, here's my camera. So we're officially in the shot. Here is my range, 490 to 600. Down here, I don't know what it's doing, because it's coming from the other shot. In a lot of cases, yes, I'll work from one shot and then just to keep extending that shot, extending that shot. If it's all content, if it's all continuous, or yeah, if it's all one continuous flow of motion, or one scene, right, then I'll keep reusing and building and changing and augmenting as we're going through. It also helps. It also makes it easier when dealing with the smoke physics and stuff like that, because then whatever pattern it was using for the previous shot, you can still pick up on that pattern as you flow into this new shot. And so it creates, you know, once again, since the continuity is already there, so it works. So anyway, so here we have, well, we don't want that one. We want this one. All right, so here we have, so this is the shot that we're starting off for Shot008. And we're going to do this wicked climb. And we're going all the way up the face of this thing here. All the way up, right? Okay, so now that we know what we're actually going to be doing here, let's flip on over. Let's just save this out. Yeah, so we're going to be going way up there. Let's go behind him here. Way up there. Something like that. Boom, 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 boom. And it's going to have a nice back. It's going to have the shot itself. Come on. This geometry behind me. The shot itself is going to be like, all right, it's going to be like this very flat back shot with an ascending camera as he scales this face, and we're going to be going all the way up to the tippy top, pretty much, right? Oh, the drama of it all. Okay, all right, so here we go. Let's flip on over. So here we are in Lightwave. We got this is the same identical shot, and we're going just I think the camera, just the viewport lens may be different. And we're going all the way to the tippy shot, tippy top, and everything, just for anybody who cares. So you can bring this stuff in via you can export it via FBX or better FBX or going out to Lightwave, or out to your application. But you can just send it as an OBJ. It does the same thing, and it just makes life easier as far as going out. Right? If you're going in, I always import all my animation in via better FBX, right? And I'm slapping it on a rig. And, you know, you've seen another video. But just go out as, I would just say, just go out as OBJ. If you're sending objects out, go out as OBJ. It's going to be in the same exact place, blah, 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 yada, yada, yada. And just, you know, there's no thought behind it. Okay. This time we're not, and so for this shot 8, and we're already set up over here. We are not, well, we will be maybe using our IK boost motion a little bit later, once we get the shot in. So this is just mostly forward animation. There's no cyclical stuff about this at all. And I don't know, this is just exactly how I started animating everything, period, in life. And I know for a fact I'm gonna get all into it. So I said, let me record this, because if I don't record it, then I'll look back and say, you know, I should have recorded that. You know, that was pretty cool. All right, so let's go. So so we already know we had that moment happen where we saw a signal, or that big event thing took place above his head. He looked up, and so now we're gonna quickly cut to him or it going after it, right? So I wanted this nice little shot where he does this dramatic leap. I didn't want a whole bunch of in-between shots. I may make additional shots with more communication going on with it and something else or something, but that's maybe not. But I do know that I want this nice profile shot where he goes into action, and it's this leap. So he's going to be leaping. Originally, he was going to be leaping here, but I realized that his trajectory within the animation wasn't lined up like that, and I didn't want to. Even though through stagecraft, I could, hey, let's just move the hill over a little bit for this shot. And I didn't want to do that. I didn't want to do that because I didn't want to break any type of visual continuity that may exist, because if all of a sudden if I go and render it and I'm like, you know what, I can feel that the mountain moved a little bit or the hill moved a little bit. I don't want to be in that position. So I said, let's just stay true to where he is and deal with whatever's thrown at him. So he's going to do this jump. He's going to do this leap. And let's say, I think he's going to land around somewhere. His one foot's going to catch here, but he's going to, then he's going to catch. He's going to go, he's not going to ascend straight. He's going to ascend like to the side, to the side, to the side, to the side, to the side. Kind of like that very vicious mode, like kind of like, I don't know, like if it, when I envision it like if you were being chased chased by a lizard or something like that. If you ever seen a small lizard move, it'll freak you out because like, oh my god, this thing is like flying and it's moving in such a way that you can't predict where it's going to move the next second. So kind of like that. That's the thought going involved in it. All right, so the very first thing is, let's start with everybody with keyframe. Let's just start everybody keyframe at 490. So we're not freaking out. Okay, enough talk. And so, and let's just drop down to like 120. I know I'm going, nope, 490 to 590. Yeah, okay, give me 100 frames. All right, okay. Yeah, because I can jump. I usually do everything like in tens. Like in other words, 10 is no. I say 10, not like jumping of frames or something. But what I mean by tens is like tens is like a for me is a fast motion. If it's any shorter than 10, is to me is too fast, right? Too fast for like 30 frames per second. Too fast for because we're dropping frame too with the stop motion tool over in Blender. So 10 frames is pretty good for a fast motion, like a step, not like a half step of a character walking half step, boom, like that. So that's how I think of it. If I want to speed it up, I can go back and edit, and adjust it and stuff like that. But I automatically have like a limit. So this is going by tens here, which is good, right? So we're going to keep it just like that. Just makes life easier. Blah blah blah. So let's go. First thing is he's here, and actually there's no pause. He goes straight into the motion, and we're going to do that at 20. So 20 is not, because his torso is moving. So his torso can't move at 10. His feet can move at 10, but his torso can't move at 10. It's way too big, way too heavy. So let's set our pose down. And once again, the fluidity within the viewport. Remember I said like in the other videos, like, oh, because the reason why I'm even using Lightwave is I can see everything in real time, right? And somebody would say, well, just use a lighter cage. Well, no, this is a SDF model. So in other words, so I have it. I purposely do not have subdivision surfaces on it, and it is stripped down. But I didn't want to have to use sub Ds on anything like this. That day of needing sub Ds, of needing, oh, you can render at iteration 6, but you can animate at iteration 0. Those days really for me that's before GPU rendering. Because as you invoke all this going in, even if you go, oh, well, there's better, Blender can computate, blah, blah, blah. You're still putting yourself in a situation when you, that was great for CPU, but GPU means the more you do that, the more you shove all that into your into your video memory, right? So we don't want to do that. So that's why that's why I like this Lightwave 2020. This is where the real-time aspect of the viewport kicks in. Not in 2019, not in 2018, not in any earlier version where we all thought back in the day that, oh, we just better get a better graphics card, it'll move faster. No, I've already done all the testing. That's all. Nope. That's why also in my videos, you always hear me say like, oh yeah, people use software that's what advertised to them, not what's actually the most efficient on the market. And what's most efficient on the market is not what's being advertised to you. If that was the case, then we'd all be using soft homage. We would all be using whatever made Jurassic Park, we'd all be using it right now. Oh, that's right. Soft homage was sold. Oh, it doesn't even exist anymore. Point made. So what we have now is a situation where if you've been around if you've been animating long enough, professionally or something like that, to hopefully have access to a wide range of tools, and then over a series of years, if not decades, you can actually see when certain aspects got implemented that work, that, you're like, hey, wait a minute. So this actually works, but it no longer, let's say, because Lightwave, I mean, if you want to use Lightwave now, I don't know why, outside of animating, because they don't have their own built-in GPU renderer. I mean, da-da. But that also goes for 3D Studio Max or anything else. Yeah, you can have a third party, fine. But it's not like having cycles. Honestly, I'll be straight up. It's not like having cycles. And you can use Octane all you want, but it's not like having cycles built into your own system. Nope, nope, nope. So anyway, no harm, no foul. Because if you've been around long enough, you can pick up on, like 3D Studio Max, I don't like the latest version, but version blah, blah, blah does this one thing really, really good that other ones, that other software still aren't using. Then roll with it. Put it into your arsenal. Get it to work for you. It's not about the whole software working entirely. It's about knowing that, oh, this thing has a unique aspect that is not found, let's say, because being able to move like this inside of Blender with this character is literally like impossible. Okay, dokie. All right. And you go, oh, but use frame dropping, and no. Okay. There's no. It will not play back. Well, maybe it's your GPU. No, it's not my GPUs either. It will not play back at that rate. But that's fine. That's fine, because Lightwave's overall viewport system is way more efficient than anybody's viewport system, honestly. I mean, this is about as bare bones as you're going to get. Look, this is my graph editor. All right. This is my graph editor. This is my timeline. And that's it. Now, I do edit, of course, with the dope sheet over in Blender if I need to, particularly with camera motion. But anything character-wise, we do this. So let's get rolling. So we heard all of that. And so 510. Right. And let's say, so boom. So it's like that. And he's going to step back. Everything, I like to lead everything back in game production days. Everything leading off with the right foot. And we just do slidies all the time. Slidey feet. Always using slidey feet. Come on now. Hold on. Let me just change this too. And can I don't want to hit F10 without canceling my render. Holy dough. Because we just have one guy out here that's do I even have a section for rendering? If I hit it, what I was saying is I want to pull up my render properties window without breaking everything. And let's just bring this to 490. Let me see if this changes how the graph editor is working. 490 to 600. Because I'm forever trying to figure out why in the world is it showing me like everything. Please don't show me every little daggone keyframe, even though I have it tracking on here. But whatever. Okay. Whatever, I can't remember. Because I have everything lined up. Tracking, I have it on tracking motion because of this filter static. I'm a little large outer size, blah, 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 blah. But that's not going to do anything for me. Okay, either way. Because I'm not doing like a traditional, like, oh, from keyframe 0 to blah, blah, blah. I'm all the way out here in 490. All right, so here we have that. Boom. Okay. Boom. And then our next one is we're going to, let's say 490 to No, we'll still keep it on 20 for right now. For right now. It's not fast motion. But he's going to be one. His next pose is going to be way up there. So up. Now you notice I'm not using any type of camera or anything like that, because right now it's all about just the performance. So I'm not, does it falling within the composition? Nope. I'm just going for what the performance is, and then the camera follows the performance. In other words, the job of the camera is to capture and best exemplify through composition the performance. Okay, so here we have it like that, right? And let's just get him stepping over here. We're not adjusting anything. We're just getting him going into motion here, all right? And I'm not using the graph editor for anything much right now. This is just, there you go. See? Okay, and yeah, it's a little slow. It's not, what was it slow for? Let's get him on let's get the jump, him landing first before we go back. And if I want to break it down to 10s, then I'll break it down to 10s. But that's a little slow. Out to there is a little slow. I can already, even though I was envisioning like a slow-mo shot too for this shot, but I'll build that differently. All right, and I'm over here laughing to myself because I'm trying to keep from doing anything complex. I always try to keep it simple in the beginning. All right, so jump, and yeah, he should probably be on freaking. He's on 20, but then have the jump. Let's put on 10. Whatever, just whatever. All right. Fine. Whatever. All right. All right. Put him on 10. Yeah. So look. Yeah, now he's stepping. That's hilarious. All right. Fine. And fine. All right. There's some little house cleaning I need to do. Because I can't select right. All right. Okay. We probably could have selected them both and did that. All right. So how does it feel to me now? Yeah. Okay. All right. I'll go with that. All right. See, I keep it simple. 20 and 10. 20 and 10. 20 normal motion. 10 fast motion. Keep it simple like that. If sometimes stuff needs to be tweaked further than that, but that's my go-to. Because I already know, like, once again, that when he crouches, like, this is what I'm doing for the setup. But by the time I go over this, like, to get all the different supporting motions and stuff like that, or secondary motions involved, that all of a sudden there may be a whole bunch of stuff that's happening within this 20 keyframes. There may be a lot happening. And then it'll make that 20 keyframes seem short, actually, when you have a lot of stuff going on. But right now there's nothing. And we want to keep it simple too. Badoom, right? So he's up, right? And the speed, so that's his initial speed. I don't want him floating down, and I don't want him landing. Too hard either. So I'm going to try to even out this distance. I mean, we could just sit there and go like this, right? Okay, and then I can see blah blah blah. But because we're not working in like I could say make a profile right here, and then just have it like that we're going to. But let's just try to keep it even simpler. Boom boom. So let's move him further. I'm gonna leave the master right there. I'm gonna leave the master right there. I was gonna animate the master with him. But I don't think I have to. I don't think I have to. No. He's gonna go all the way to the top. He's gonna leave the master all the way back here. But what I do want to do is it's fine for that foot to drag. Let's go further because he can be a little slower on his descent. Just a little bit. Now, as I said before, this is not a tutorial. This is just an over the shoulder. So if you want to skip through the vid, if you're interested, if you want to skip through the vid and skip through the vid, where you find something that interests you. But in my days, man, my days meaning like learning 3D or something like that, no one made videos like this because, matter of fact, the internet wasn't even kicking yet. So there's no way for you to see anything besides in a book. All right, I tell everybody that story. There wasn't even CDs really out like with tutorials or anything like that. It's like either, you had to, if you couldn't read, you're done. Being straight up. So anyway, so there you go. Boom. So that's why some things I do are unorthodox, because it's not something that you were taught in school, particularly because what you're taught in school. Well, I'm not gonna bash it because I've taught and I teach sometimes. So I'm not gonna bash anything like that. I'm just saying that it comes from an earlier. My perspective on things comes from an earlier time, right? Where they're literally, it's the time of innovation and no limits. So right now, people are, I don't want to bash it, but everything's squash and stretch. Everything's Disney oriented or anime oriented, as if though, and then all of a sudden when they see an animation, they're like, oh my God, that animation's so cool. They find out, oh yeah, the team that did it, they broke all the rules that the person who's watching it were the rules. Right. So anyway, that's because that's how it really works. So here we go. Right. So, right. So once again, we know that there's going to be a lot of information for the scout, and then he shoots up, and then he lands. Oh, what a gnarly land. Right. So he lands. So in order for him to land, we're activating this guy. Yeah. All right. So he's been sitting back there like doing nothing. Let's keyframe him. He's going to wobble a little bit. Right. No all items. Just one selected item. Right. So here we go. So boom. So we already know. And I could, yeah. Well, move the torso first. That's a good way of doing it. Maybe one day I'll lock out the body. Maybe I'll actually do that. And then maybe one day too, I'll actually change the color of this thing, which I'll do right now. Where is the shape? Item shape. They hit it back here. And selected color, good. And that blue, oh, let's just go here. Make it more intense. Shift it over to, should be like more of a greeny, like that. So I can freaking see it. Let's see. It doesn't matter to me that looks like. It needs to show up. There you go. It needs to show up a lot better. And then I could, okay, fine. Let's go here and let's just make it filled and selected color. No. Okay, fine. That's not going to help me, but it will help me like this though. Now it just makes, now selecting it's going to be a lot easier. Yeah, a lot easier, instead of trying to go for the ring or the edge type of thing. Let me save as I go. All right, so here we go. Boom. And hard. And so we got on our guy down here. 530, he's holding, hold. And that, so we know it's only going to be a 10. Everything's happening on a fast motion. Oh yeah, he's getting ready to land that puppy. But I want to move the torso first. But he's going to wind up being here anyway, so we did all that. We moved the foot first. That's hilarious. All right. So he's not pausing in the midair though. So if I left his torso there, he'd wind up pausing in midair, which is a cool effect. Kind of like somebody jumping over a hurdle where their body stays stationary, but their lower body is doing all the motion. But no, he's going to be slamming like a 2-ton vehicle type of thing, kind of. So he's going to be all in it. We're almost there. Let's land him. Come on, Houston. Let's get him in here. Come on with this selection. No, the only reason why is because I'm housekeeping, is I need to actually go in and make the body on lock the body out, but I haven't done it yet because I'm too busy moving through the animation. And matter of fact, let me go, since that's easier to, let me fill without having to do that. Let me fill in. Let's go with fill 2, and that's fine. It just makes it easier to select them. I didn't need to do it for the other shots, but we're at that point now where, you know, we got a lot of crap going on here. Crap meaning like geometry all up in our face. Filled it. All right, and that's our 3 points. That's what makes up this character, is our 3 points here. But it's the rig that does all the beautiful performance stuff for him. All right, selecty, and then I still wind up selecting him. There you go. And it does. I think it makes the selection better. Man, maybe not. There you go. Come on. All right. Let me pause then, because I need to lock this body out. I can't go through this anymore. Okay. Well, I figure I record this part too. All right. Which is the reason why I haven't done it. So let's just click on here, and then I need to sit here and click through these guys here. The reason why I can't say select all objects is because my GUIs are considered objects. So they'll select 2, but geometry is actually indicated by the box, which is what I like about this portion of the viewport. And I like the scene editor is a little more useful than Blender's outliner. In this particular case, it kind of serves different purposes. All right, and so let me just grab this guy here. This guy's already locked out. Well, that's because he's the hill. That's the mountain. He's already locked out. All right, so let me just double check. And I see I got a guy here. And the scene editor wasn't as clean as, or clear icon. This is very nice icons. I like how they did the icons. Whoever did it, great. They're not as good as that in the other versions and earlier versions, and definitely not like in 9.5 and earlier versions. So this actually makes it very helpful to do what I'm doing right now. So that's it. So I have them all selected out, and I just want to make sure I don't have So none of my controls are highlighted, right? Which is good because then it's a pain in the ass to come back and lock them out. All right, so technically they're locked out now, so I should be able to now in here select, yep, and select. Oh, that's because he's a controller. I got a controller down here, and I don't want to mess with him. All right, I'll deal with that when it comes to the. Duh, who in the world? See, somebody, I missed him. Let me just double check. Let me check my work. And I don't want to lock him out. That's a foot controller. I'm probably going to need him a little bit later. All right. And, okay. And so, all right. So now that doesn't, this won't disturb my flow. Okay. All right. So where are we at? Here. Boom. So we leave the foot there. We do have to pause, huh? So he jumps. Who are you? That's the torso. So he jumps. What happened here? There you go. All right. So we have got that, but then we have this pause. He held at, he shouldn't be holding here. Boom. He's holding at 520. He's holding at 5. These two are holding at 520. But he is holding at 530. So let's not do that. There you go. Up. All right, but he's going to keep on moving. So let's, and he's at 510. I mean, 530. Let's put this here. There you go. So he jumps. That's all fine. We'll just save it as we go. Now, let's just, right now he's pausing in midair, and we don't want that. So he jumps. And so it's that 5. So at 530, we want, okay. So that's what we want. All right, but we want him hitting at the same time. right? And we'll have them come up higher and stuff like that. And we got that back leg dragon, so let's save that. Right, so it's not a, it's up, back leg comes up. It's gonna come up higher, but we just need, I want that, this guy here to land. Okay, and he's holding it the wrong one. So, but I need to put that hold there for a moment. Boom, he holds, and then he holds 1, 2. Let's say the 2 is at 540, and then I'll come back and adjust it. Right now they're not position, but we'll change the position. Because this, I want to hit a little bit higher, a little bit over, something, and then it's going to be in more. This is just like the pose. I'm not caring about like the rig rotating or anything like that. I'm not caring about that at the very moment. The rig braking. So now he's stepping up. Body keeps moving. Okay. Let's get his body. Let's get at 540. Everybody should be. Let's get them all into place before we go back and clean that up. Let's get them all into place. Let's get them touching the wall. Come on. Touching the wall. Come on, come on, come on. I'm looking at the left foot. Now there was a. Oh, okay. There was like a little ridgy. That's the one that's way down there. Let's just bring him out. Somewhere there. And then just bring him up. And in. Compress. All right. Okay, he doesn't have the balance yet, so he should be really almost like his knees knocking on there. Really up like that. Really, it's going to be really cranked. Okay, so boom. All right. Let's look at that, this slidey thing first. Ready, go. Go. All right, he's got some ascending and thing going on here. Up. He should be going down, that's why. So let's go here. And I guess at this point, every Lightwave person is going, why doesn't he just make a selection set? Instead of clicking through here. this weird little thing down here. Create all control. Cool. All right. So, and let's bring them down a bit. Now I don't have my curves on because I don't want it to get too confusing visually. So we'll just have to go through a playback here. Where's my arc? Up. Who are you? Up. Okay, let's try to do this too. Let's go. So this height needs to be what's up. I'm not worried about that left foot. There you go. Boom. And then he's going to hit harder than that. Why is he going some 530? Boom. Oh, because he's going a shorter distance. Boom. Okay. Let's look at that left foot. Let's make some adjustments real fast. Just fixing it. Boom. That's fine. He's just gonna slide his way in. Now let's look at the right foot. And let's just get this guy here. Over here. So let's boom. Okay. So let's delete key. Up. Okay. We did have him hanging back there a bit. Now he's just sliding into him. Up. One. Okay. Here. Land. And now let's just have a delay with the right foot. So right foot 530. Let's pull him out. Tuck him up. So that's the pose there. And let's make this go with him here. And then have his right foot. It'll all make sense in the end here. And right foot. Let's pull that out to here. Boom, boom. Okay, so we got that top, pop, pop. Okay, good. Not only, and I want him to stretch out here. So somewhere in there. Up. And now we need to cycle differently. Up. Like right here at 5. He needs to be in a different, he needs to be here. Up. Be outward more. Up. But then we want it breaking too much. Up. Let's move that torso. Now this is going to create a keyframe for it, obviously, that we need to soften later. So it's going to look like he's going to stop a little bit. Boom. So right leg up. Cycle over, but he's cycling. He should be cycling at the same time that the left leg is going into action. Left leg goes into action at 5:30. Cycling happens here. At 5:25. So let's grab him and let's just use that as the base and move this all down to 5:30. So we boom. Okay. Now we just need to get this guy moving faster. Let's see, up. Up. See, the left leg never has a true up. Getting there. It's a long delay there, boy. Let's see if I'm moving the fire. You know, it stops. That's nice and sticky. In other words, ooh, let's play it back backward. Let's analyze our stuff back. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's that right foot that's throwing me off. So back. Should be moving separate. Right now it's on the same key, which is fine for the pose, but let's see, one. But then what happens? Hmm. There you go. Backward. If he's leaping backward off of it, right foot goes, left foot extends. And left, yeah, that hanging. But that's fine. The hanging is fine for right now. The motion meaning like the timing of what leg goes first and the other one, how the other one follows. That's what's coming into play. There you go. So I want him to bicycle. That's the term for it. Bicycle. All right. So pretty much there. All right. Now all the keyframes are on linear. So, all right. So boom, boom. We just need to get the torso position right. And then we can, he's hanging out there. How long is he hanging out there? Let me see. Go backward. He's got it going on, going backward pretty much. Boom. But he kind of pauses. That right foot pauses, going backward. Pause. Let's have him stretch a little bit more. this is the pauses between the 520 and the 530, 525. We play it back again, backward. It's like we don't need a key here. We don't need this key. That key's fine. I feel like it's too fast. There you go. There you go. Yep, and now he just needs to kick out. This should be further extended. Go backward again. Okay, let's go forward. He should be scooping the air. He should be, all right, so the right foot goes up, but he should be scooping. I don't want to add a 525. It's all linear, so I have to keep reminding myself it's all linear, so you're not going to have that nice curving soft motion going in from one to another. So a lot of that extra there you go, a lot of the extra motion that we would get from that, we're not getting it. Let's go backward. There you go. Now the torso is what's not. Oh. Because as he's lifting, so right now his feet are moving, but so why, and now I'm going backward, but his feet are moving, but we see no response from the torso. So let's talk about that. Talk about the torso here. So he's landing at what? 540. Oh, 545. Okay. All right. So which means the torso technically is not in place until 545. Whatever the last foot is. That's my thinking. Okay. There you go. Oh, you know what it is? The motion is like Michael Jordan. going for a dunk. You know, and you see that bicycling happening, almost like he's like stepping through air, kind of a thing. Yeah. But he's almost stepping. The torso's fine. I'm just looking at this. It's stepping. All right. It'll be softened with a curve. Because technically it won't just be gliding in like that. So, all right. Okay. Let's go. All right. Now we got that. This is pretty rough, pretty much roughed in. Let's go back to the torso again. And see, we're on our 10 midway jump. 20. I mean, yeah, jumping on 10, 10, 10. He's floating now. And then 5:45, he's landing, boom. That's fine. It's just that he needs to be moved something. 5. It's like 5:20. All right, let me save my file. Save. And let's push him. Let's just grab both of these guys, move them 5. Ooh, look at that extension while he's walking. Let's see if that torso feels better. No. Let's see. No, we got that float there. All right. Let's just delete this keyframe at 5:30 because that's a long hang. It just creates a pause that's not necessary. Stretch, stretch, stretch. Boom. One, two, three. Technically, now the torso can move. That 5th is coming in. That right leg is coming too slow. I'll go with the left leg. I'll go with the left leg. Even though it doesn't have all the positions in it yet. I'll go to left leg. Left leg is landing on left leg is landing on 5:30. He should be landing right behind him. Wow. 530. The most is 5 is there. So let's speed that up. Okay. We need the bicycle. Because here, right here, is where we should see a split. What keyframe does he have that I can have that on? $525. If we move him now to 525. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Yeah, there you go. Now he's just moving too far. I'll go with that. Boom. Now he's too far back. Keep it in there. You can move back a little bit. There you go. But then he still has to step up before placement. There you go. There you go. Kind of like he's stepping too hard. Still needs to come down. That's good. Because if he goes backward, he's like this. Let's go out to, matter of fact, let me just make this a little simpler for myself here. Yeah, okay. Too much of a ping pong. Like he goes up too fast. That bicycle motion. There you go. Here you go. And let's just have them drop down. Backward, please. Here you go. There you go. I know I keep on saying there you go, but there you go. All right. Boom, boom. Let's drop them down a little further. And then back a little bit, maybe. There you go. All right. And then we're going to sort all this is going to be softened up. Right now, it's all linear. But if we can make it work in linear, then it's going to work in everything else. All right. Let's go backward. There you go. Perfect. Yep. So if it's working that way, then it's going to work this way. We just need to get it's the force of the torso coming down needs to be intensified. All right, so that's fine. I'm not thinking about the rig's breaking. That's fine. He lands, and let's just correct this real quick since I can see it. He lands. Oh, doesn't need to be corrected. Boom. He lands. But then he's supposed to step. That's a 20. Aye. Like 2 meters. A lot of one on that 1 foot, huh? Too slow. It needs to be faster on the 5. Oh. Yeah. Let's see if I change the timing. No, this is too fast here. Give it just a little bit of a pause. Actually, a pause. like that. Because there's going to be other... Once his foot rotates in and we shift his body weight and all that stuff. Actually, let's have him 480. Let's have him start. Remember this, start two frames after the torso moves. And then first off, don't have it so far out here. A little longer here. A little, all this, a little lower here. All this small stuff. But I'm not refining the animation. I'm just trying to make it logical. The motion logical. Because if he's crouching down, it's like runners on your mark, get set, and even the runners would pause. Because right now there is no pause. And then go, right? So there is no pause. He's just there. Even though there could be a pause. If I add ease in and ease out, it'll create like a micro pause. Because it is pretty much, it is an explosive motion. There is no like, he's not waiting for a gun to shoot off or something like that. It's an explosive motion. Boom. Yeah, I'm not going to fine tune it any further. I believe because we're still on linears. I'm not moving off the linears for right now. So we'll come back to it. 490. We'll still 490 it out. I just want to, let's play it backward. Even backward is like, give me a keyframe. Oh my gosh, please don't have me give it a keyframe. All right, we give it to 2. Enter 508. Okay, bicycling off. I wonder if it's this slidey thing. I know I'm getting hung up on this. Ba ba ba. In this, who is this? It's a long distance. That's 20. Pretty much 18. That's a long. Well, now that we have that hold spot, let's just make it more extreme. Because it's going to speed up whatever that motion is there. There you go. Matter of fact, when I first started using Lightwave, this is one of the things I liked a lot about it, was to be able to edit in real time. There you go. See, I just, because I'm doing it in real time, I actually now able to correct that motion in the experiment. There you go. Right, and we're still using linear keyframes. Very planted feeling. See, that's what I like. Let's go forward. No, watching me go forward, it's gonna freak out. Like, oh no. There you go. We ain't got much of a landing motion thing going on. I like it. 560. Give it some breathing room here. And it's on linear, so I'm fine with it. Jump. Okay. So bump, 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 bump. Stretch. Maybe that can be, what is this one? 5. Okay, we got a long ways to go, and we don't want to get hung up too much on the bicycle thing here. Boom. Because boom, boom. All right, so let's just tweak the torso. Keep it simple. Keep it simple. A lot of floaty torso. All right, so once again, we're going to play it. See how floaty that torso is? Now let's drag him on out. Even further, it seems like. Boom, boom. There you go. And should we try 5 more frames faster? No, it's too fast. Because he's catching up to his lead foot. Yeah, let's let the lead foot. Give it a little more. Bring it back to 5. I'm on a 4 here. There you go. Not much of a spring in this step. And let's go here. There you go. Now, this torso has no sense of up and down, like rising in the air. Even though we're on linear, we're not doing anything with the keys yet. Matter of fact, I'm not going to do anything with the keys until he's fully scaled. The cliff face thing. But he's up. No sense of arc. And let's hide. Okay. Let's see. Jump. Like your life depend on it. And actually, dang, every time I look at it, I see something else. This here, fine. Fine. Is that on 5s? Boom, boom. All right. The curve's gonna have to fix that one. Okay, now pick and choose your battles. So up. No, see right here, I don't feel he should be here. He should be, let me save my file. He should be here. Dramatic. Leaping for your life kind of thing. Boom. Boom. Cycle over. All right. Here you go. And higher. And a little higher, a little higher, a little higher, a little higher. Because to make logical sense of that forward, he needs to be descending. That feeling of descending should be greater. There you go. There you go. Like he's jumping onto a landing, obviously. Now, of course, when we arc him and stuff like that, he may go a little higher, blah, blah. But it still should be able to be seen. Backward now, please. Backward. See, oh, we're not getting that launch. See, it's like he's just floating backward. Watch this. It's like he's just floating backward. Like you see his feet moving. Why is his feet moving? And his body's not moving. How is that even possible? So what happened here? 535. I mean, pink, right foot. $540. And because now we changed that, so now we gotta. So how is it possible? Yeah. How is it possible? His body's moving and his feet are moving and his body's not moving. There you go. And technically, if you want to say, okay, we can say that the body should be moving way before the feet move, right? Body's launching because the thighs are kicking in, right? And then we're going do-da-dum. Falling backward in style. That cycle is a little fast there because I'm barely catching it here. Boom. 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 Well, it is a fast motion. Let's not go crazy. Okay. Now, it's a little slower than I had before. Feeling a little slower before, but it makes more logical sense to me. And now, when as I slow down that torso motion or change the timing on where it occurred, what I'm seeing now, I like that. What I'm seeing, because it's going to be lost a little bit in the rendering. In other words, by the time the stop mode kicks in on the, there's going to be loss. So by the time the stop mode kicks in on the rig, and the frame dropping I use when I render, all that's going to seem even faster. So I'm anticipating that too. So, and this bicycle, there's just something, now that I moved the torso, now that I adjusted, slowed the torso down a bit, now he's just there. It's like boom. It's not the initial leap, but now these guys, that's fine. That's fine. The landing is fine. 530 is fine. 525 to 530. I just feel like I should have 10. Let me pull him out to 10. See, now you get to hear all my thoughts. This is how I think. But it's actually, I'm actually moving much slower because when I'm not recording, then I'm working intuitively. But so to actually process speech, it's a longer process. So, yep, that 5 worked. Now I just need to move. That's good. Now I just need to move him on to, I think 5. He needs to just there, 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 there. Or is that fine? Because it looks fine here. Ooh. Oh, what have I moved him? All right, let's play it backward. There's just something fast happening right here. So if I bump it here, there you go. Now you see how that right leg drags, right? So if it's dragging in that direction, then it should appear launching in the other. There it is, boom. Now, of course, it's out of, there it is. All right, so it's just too far out physically compared to where the torso is located, right? Okay. Here it is. Yeah, look at that. Boom, boom, boom. What to do? Now we have a hyperextension there. Oops, don't do that. Okay, just straight up. Okay, let's play it in reverse. Now he's like, his leg is hanging because it's almost the same height. All right, play it forward. Yeah, because here he jumps to there, and it's almost the same height as here. And we don't want it like that. Matter of fact, a little push off would be good. And a little low, and bring it down low. So it doesn't seem, so he's not cloud walking too much. There you go. Here. Stepping up. Descending. Left foot now. It's like the left foot could be actually earlier. All right, let's save this. Let's play that. Let's move the left foot in 5. There it is. Okay. Once again, a lot of this is able to be done in real time, which once again changes everything. Yeah, look at that. Of course, he has no launch. And back to this. So we're about done, almost done, because the bicycling is pretty much where I want it to be for right now on the linear keys. And so now we just want him to kick off without changing our keys. Now that we made those adjustments, let's go back to the torso. He's got to push off much earlier. So he's got to push off much earlier. Well, I say push off because I'm going in reverse. But to push off earlier in reverse means that he will be descending with more rapidly when played forward. So now if I'm going reverse, he's going to push off earlier. Look at that, like he's backward jumping off of the... That probably can be delayed a little bit too. This feels like that left foot. All right, let me play backward. Play it forward. That's a nice cat landing. And then let's just change the up. I know it's gonna break them. Let's see. Let me save. I want it to be, I feel like it should be a little balanced, more balanced. There you go. Because in other words, if you, let's turn it on then. I'm about to say, if you can see the arc, let's turn the arc on. Voila. All right. Okay, we're on linear, so that's what we're doing. But before it would be, you know, it would appear a lot steeper, not steeper geometry angle wise, but as far as like when the action occurs. Now there's no arc on him right now, so I don't need it. Then let's move him in. Oh boy. Playing backward. Yeah, I like that steep fall, but taking too long. Forward. I like what's going on with the feet. So I just don't like this here. You should be further in. I know it's going to change when I put the arc in there. What I mean by putting the arc in there, what do you mean by that? Let's go ahead and just so I can see. because right now we're all on linear, right? We can create. We can. It's going to change this hang time when we change this to a TCB, and then if we change this to a ease and e, yeah. See, changes all that, and change that to a TCB. Well, that's doing nothing for me down there, and that's only because we're only affecting it on the up and down. And so let's go backward and forward. Well, we're actually on the X because we're animating in the other direction. I'm going to change all these to TCB. Okay. And that's going to affect it. I'm not going to do them all now, but I just wanted to see if what I was thinking was right. Let's move him. All right, let's do some marionette puppetry stuff here. Did I not say TCP? Yeah. Let's do it in real time. Oh, and let's do that in real time, and let's track layout time. No, don't do that. Okay. This is whoa. Who's moving too fast? All right, let's keep it right there. And let's just adjust him real fast. No, I'm not messing with none of these guys yet. But now we're back to the dope. He's just too far out. And see, this is why I don't want this on right now. Too much information. Okay. All I need right now is the dope sheet for the moment. Because this foot's coming out too fast. Here it is. And he's probably too high up. And it's probably moving too fast for him right here. Reach. What happens if I delete that keyframe? Just trying to keep it simple. Now what happens if I delete this keyframe? All right, see what's going on. Yep. We get that springing off, and we even get the landing. This is in reverse, and he's planted on both ends. Let's go forward. The only thing I would say now is the body. Because he is here. He needs to be leaned in more. Trying to find that sweet spot. There you go. And now like his feet have landed and he's clunk clunk, right? Right? And because he's not jumping up and then jumping down and then falling down onto something, he's actually jumping up to a higher spot. And now his torso is coming in a little bit late. So let's real time it again. That's fine. And now let's move him back a little bit. Here it is. So his feet are right about. Right there. Technically, his feet can be more extended past his body a little bit. And now this has nothing to do with timing now. Let's go backward. So let's change. I can either physically move him or his torso, or I can change the timing of the torso. So right here, he's buckling just a little too close. I don't want to create another keyframe. If I speed him up, if I slow him down 5, if I slow him down, he's going to be, yes, his feet are going to be in front of him. There he goes. So now he's slowed down. Now his feet are going to be in front of him. What a Herculean jump that is. All right, let's go backward. Here it is. There you go. Now, okay, and let's go forward. Let's go a little, let's tweak them a little bit. Back to the 5. I like it back at where it was. So let's bring them up a little bit. There you go. Oh, okay, I see too. Because from the crouch, he doesn't get much of a spring. He doesn't get he never gets a full extension. So from here, he's extended, but then he quickly crouches, balls up again. So you never get that feeling of like a full extension. So let's put on 20. Now we have curves on, so of course it's gonna ta 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 ta. And let's just bring them all down. All right. Okay. And now let's just go on. Too much attention being paid to that right foot because the left foot's not extending. So the left foot is staying tucked. We got that. So we have lift off, but then it never fully achieves its destination. Not with this new positioning we got going on here. So let's just add that. It's gonna go pop. Okay. There you go. Come on. Now we're back to the torso again. Come on, we're almost done with it. Here. What was it? Oh. Slow it down. There it is. right, we're not softening up the keys yet, but let me see. One, we have no up because I got rid of the other keyframes on him. All right. Boom. Because we changed the positioning. And if I go in, if I humor myself and say, okay, well, we're not gonna, let me see, let's go backward. All right. That hang spot. Okay, without softening any keys outside of that. There you go. Back to our cycling again. And I can do this. And let's just go forward. There you go. Boom. Pretty much like that for right now. Without, because if I make any more changes now, it's going to change the timing of other things. So let's not do that. Pretty rough then good. And let's go back to the body. And I do want to add some, that's the body on the X. Let's add some. Okay, that's fine. Let's add these and these out. You know, this is on TCB, right? Yeah. Just feel like it's getting some weird tension on there. Oh, there you go. All right, he's settling in. Let's make this guy on. Let's put him on E's and E's out too. That's an explosive motion. So what do we go? E's and E's out. That's going to tighten it. There you go. Now, let's just move this time over. Now he's floaty. Hold on. Let's just grab them both. There you go. A little too much hang time. There you go. Let's move this over. Okay. Let's play it forward. I don't want to do too much because I'll wind up. That's on another level where we start to go into and softening the keys and changing the key types and all that stuff like that. So, because already it's affected this. Let's. So I need to fix that real quick because we're ready to move on now. Let's bring that to 5. There you go. And we can even shorten it further than that. If we go to 540, that'll be crazy. Okay. And that's what the E, because the ease in, ease out changes the feeling too. Boom. Boom. And he's just hanging too long, which means I'm back onto here again. Here you go. Here you go. Like that. All right. And so you see, I had to go back into I had to go in the graphic and start to make these slight adjustments. But then I'm like, I don't want to go too far because then I start to that's when we start to go into refining of animation, and we're not doing it until he gets up to the top. And that's pretty good. And let's look at it backward. Yeah, you should look like he's just kind of kicking off and falling. Now there could be more extension a little bit, but that left foot, dang gone. Stop looking at it. Stop looking at it. Right there. That position. But then he comes straight down here. It's just odd. But then he has no curve on it, right? Okay, I'm not going to mess with it because if I once apply the curve, it is going to change the positioning. So that'll resolve itself. All right, and so then what we have is, and we can bring in our mountainside or hillside. Okay. And I'm looking at that left foot, and let's not make that left foot so dramatic. Up. The left foot's too dramatic. I do need to change that. So up, 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 up. Good, good, good. It's like right here. That's fine. Oh, let's go right foot. There's just too much of a lag. Right there, it's like he's lagging, and there's no need for that. There you go. And I'm gonna look at it from the side again in a second. Okay, I'm looking from the side. All right, that's fine. Because once we arc him in and stuff like that, put the curves in, then he'll work. He's just a little bit far behind on, physically feels a little too far behind here. Save in case I destroy it. Right about there. How about there? That's also going to change the speed of it. There it is. Boom. And maybe now that I have him here, he's extended. Oh, here. Bring him up a little bit still. There it is. Now if I just click on the other foot, so I'll focus on it. Just hanging a little too much, but that may be the linear keyframe. Okay, hold on. Here. Oh, it is hanging. Oh no, wrong foot. And here. Up. Actually, maybe it should be softer now. I'm just moving them by like 2 frames. And then I'm going to grab these 2 frames. Let me move them in even more. One more. And then watch them do something crazy. Let me just grab them all. I like the land. Let's just pull them back here. Okay, I'll go with that. Yep, I'll go with that. Save. It's just, once again, once I do that, then I'm back into that whole feeling of stepping on a cloud. Okay, that'll work. Because now that's more like a bicycle motion instead of just stepping on top of a cloud motion. And then, yeah, okay, I'll go with that. Let me see if I pull this out 2 frames. Here it is. No, he's overextending himself. Yeah, he's overextending. And left foot. Something about that extension. Oh, because it's too slow coming in. Oh, it's not too slow going in. It needs to be sped. There it is. Here it is. Now he's just overextending himself, but when you change one thing, one motion, then it has a cascading effect. See, I know he's overextending. This is overextending right here. up, up, up. And then it does make this nose dive for the plant. Boom, boom. Anyway. Yeah. Okay. Nothing some arcs can't take care of and at this point. And one last thing I want to add in is let's just go with just add body has no rotation to it. So just for to create. So we launch off, dip down, launch off, descending. We'll keep it on the descent, right? Here it is. Technically, let's have him rotate here. I mean, so far back. That's on his X. Let's just delete those keyframes on his X. I like that. And let's turn off it was on Hermite. Oh. Oh, I see the problem. Here it is. Here it is. Um, okay, we'll go with that. Land a little soft. And why? There you go. He should be a little higher though. Yeah. Like that. Boom. All right. So we had to make some little soft, add some soft stuff in there, but this is pretty good for where we're trying to go. And from our profile shot. All right. So we're gonna load this in because we're gonna do after this. I'm gonna do the climbing, but the jump was, I guess, was good enough. So let's load this in. All right, since this is a separate shot itself, let's get ready to send it over to Blender. So let's see. I say we go with that. Let's just refine. There's not a lot I want to refine on this at the very moment, besides maybe foot placement. Clamp. So let's do 1 foot at a time. Well, he's clamped in there. Hyperextending. Okay, we'll change the pitch of that in a second. Let's take a look at the other one. And for him, we'll turn him out. Where is his knee? Help us, knee, help us. And so trying to get the knee here. Help us with our angle. There you go. And now let's just rotate the planter in. Here, like that. Something totally vicious. Ah! we're sinking in. We're sinking in. Let's just pull back. Pull back. All right, that's pretty good for the fast motion. It's not, but this guy can be, let's fix him on a planner. Pull back. Let's wedge him up in this section here. Let's wedge him up in there. There you go. Like that. And then let's angle him over a little bit more. Yeah, I like that. Let's angle him over. Stop moving. Okay, so you're not the one I want, right? Mm-hmm. Or are we at a total of rotation? That's what I think we are. All right. Yeah, I want more like that. There you go. A wide gap. Yep, because that's as far as we can go before we run out of rotation for the joint. I wanted this area here. Well, we'll go with right. We'll go with here. This will be our little section. Now, which one will you let me to control? No, come on now. I'm almost at his limits. All right. Okay. But like that. And then he's going to spring off his right leg and go boing, 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 and go up. So let's see. All right. And let's just have that right foot come down hard. Right foot. Descending. Well, in order to come down hard, this needs to be arced. Is he pigeon-toed? Good. All right. Here it is, slamming in. And then let's get the other one. Same thing. Let's just soften him up right there. And what do we have here? Oh. Oh. There you go. A little too much funky knee movement. Hold on. Let's put them all on ease in, ease out. And let's slide its action. Actually, let's slide. Yeah. Let's slide. Let's bring it, give more gap here. There you go. Like that. And not too much like it's hugging it. Come on now. Yeah. Boom. All right. Well, this is going to be an interesting angle here for another shot of the climb. I'm racing upward. Oh, glad we did this. Oh, and we're good on the right knee, but the left knee needs some help. All right. Now you see, I didn't do adjust anything on like the knees or anything like that in the beginning, because then whatever you're adjusting in the first layer or the first pass, that's what you're having to correct. So if you got all this stuff that you're adjusting in the first pass, then you have basically like a rat's nest of keyframes and stuff to change up and all this stuff like that. And we don't want to do that. So, boom. I'll go with the straight here, but he needs to pivot out. Right about 535. Pivot out, please. Because he can do that. Almost damaging himself. Almost. A little further. Right there. He's right there at the cusp of it. This is a horrendous, or not horrendous. This is a a dramatic action he's doing. Let's just make sure the knee. I'll straighten that part out in a second. Let's just get that going on. No, it's too much light. Got that Spider-Man action going on. I mean, I thought it was the timing of the knee, but the knee, his knees, the left knee's going before the right knee is going, which is good. We're just so on it. All right, so on it meaning like on the surface of the cliff here. Oh man, so pull it out further. That's how far are we going on? Well, we ain't gonna be able to go too much further. We're at the limit of our pivot of our joint. Am I? Or are we already past? Oh, we're past it. Yeah. So let's come out of that. So that's as far as we're at the limit of our joint right there. And all right. Okay. Let's just flatten his foot out here. Can we pitch it in just a little bit, please? Thank you. All right. All right. And he's no longer intersecting. And of course, so that's that knee, and boom. Here's the other one. Boom. All right. All we need is some spring from the body. What do I mean by that? What do I mean by spring from the body? Oh no. Oh, that's exactly what's killing us here. All right. It is the body. So body. So we're going to go to the body. Boom. And the feet pretty much are where they can possibly be. Pretty much. But we're just so tucked in, and I can get away with not being that tucked in. So this is all of them. The Y as well. The Y is only going to bring up. So T. Let's see. Save. Let's see. Right there. That's right before his knees knock on there. All right. All right. Let's look at him. Actually, he can. Now I feel there's so much of a delay. Let me just shift these down a little bit. Well, let me see this guy. Just moving them down a little bit. All right. And I'll go with that. Let's just pull this out. Up. I'll go with that. Okay. And now back to what I was saying before about because now we're not impacting anymore. good. The body. And so now let's go in and not go in, but here, let's just create that secondary. Oh, we can, and then we're going to, once we do this body, let me just correct the feet. Crunch, and that's on all aspects. Crunch, crunch. What the world? Oh, from this angle. Hey, why do we have this extra? Why are we extra? Oh, it's the knees. I'm not looking at this one right now. I'm looking over here. What's going on here? Actually, it's not the knees. Ah, we got some issues. So let's just, oh, okay. So let's make that 530. Okay, that'll stick it. Oh, it's on the rotation. Because he's sticking it. It's in here. Too many. All right, here we go. And we can, there you go. Whatever you are here. Oops. Here we go. Who else? So 537. $535 goes to 537, but maybe there shouldn't be a 537 altogether. Why is there a 537? 537. There you go. All right. You a little slow there, right foot. Now that everybody's been adjusted, you want to go a couple of keyframes up here. You lagging behind. No, he's not lagging behind. Maybe he is. Let's go 2 frames up. There you go. All right. Okay, I'll go with that. See, I can keep on going and going and going. I'll go with that. And let's come back around. Ooh, let's make sure. Okay. We do that. And now let's go to, let's just add, we're just going to make some adjustments. Ha ha ha. Wait a minute, I'm seeing something with the right foot. Something that's not picked up on this rotation that's happening in one of the controls here. Is it you, control? No, it's in somebody else. Oh, it's in the knee. This one's in the knee. I believe that's in the knee. Hold on. Oh, that's fine. That's fine. But this is actually should be moved up. Bonk. That's all. That knee and that knee can be moved up 2 more too. Yep, to 5. Bonk. Okay, good. All right, so let's look at this again. All right, that's not the angle, but that's cool. That'll still work. I mean, we could bring the left foot. No, because then it's gonna swing out. No, that's fine. Let's just add some a little bit of secondary to the body, and then we'll call that a wrap, and we'll bring it all in. Bring it into Blender. And as I said before, I believe this is the hookup for me, working with Lightwave straight into Blender, or Blender and then using Lightwave like a add-on. Well, it's not an add-on; it's an external program, but using it as an external program is great. All right, so okay. So let's here. Boom. Let's go. We already know we're going to be dealing with this here. Okay. And what in the world? No, because he extends downward. Okay, we'll go with that. We're not going to change anything. Nothing in his feet or anything like that. But the body, boom. So he goes down. Let's bring him on. Are we on 10s or 5s? We're on 5s. Okay. Matter of fact, I only want to. I'm not. Oh. No, let's animate. Let's animate like this. Okay. What I'm talking about is I was just going to go on the up and down axis, or in this case in Lightwave is the Y axis, not the Z axis, right? But it's gonna it'll be too much of a limited motion. So I should let some of the in this case we're going left to right, so it's our X axis. I should let some X axis play into the motion. But I will lock out the Z. I'm glad I said that. So he won't move in this particular case, because of the angle we're at, he won't move left or right. See? So we don't want to move left and right. That'll just be something that we'll have to, even though technically we could do that if the camera was at a different angle, or we need to have more natural motion, but it'll just complicate things. So now let's go with our, now it doesn't want to do what I want to do. There you go. Here you go. Right, and then we're graph editoring all the way here, so I'm just gonna bring it to 5, and then let's bring him back out. Oh, actually, it's gonna be this guy. So you go here, you disappear, and we'll use what height is that? Yeah, because he shouldn't be down. He shouldn't be down in the crouch the whole time. All right, now that's a bunch of ping ponging. Bing, 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 bing. Let's just take a look at it real quick. That's funny. That's funny. All right. Okay. Delete. And it's on the X on the. So let's party with both. No, I only have one keyframe even showed up there. So okay. So all right. So we'll just focus on. I thought I at least moved a little bit on the X, but I didn't really. So let's get the motion. So and he drops in. Springs up. And let's just make this an ease in, ease out. Let's cut it right here then. Let's just make that an ease in, ease out. Almost like he's falling backward. No, he nests in there. Okay. Too dramatic. And let's just drag this guy out. Let's drag this guy in. Now I'm not paying attention to my 5 and 10 rule and all that stuff like that. I'm just moving it to where it feels natural to me or makes logical sense. This one needs to go way out. It can go all the way out to 60 actually. Let me see. There you go, like he's resting. And that's on, which one is this on? Let it run. Ease in, ease out. What is it on? Oh, it's okay. It's ease in, ease out. And there is a motion though on the X that should be addressed. And it's this one. So let's just bring this out to, let's say, 50. You see that motion there? And then let's put that on ease in, ease out, which is basically TCB with a 1.0 tension on it, but it's just instant. It's kind of, he should be back. Oh, it's the wrong direction. It should be going, there it is. Because this determines, like if I, in this direction, yeah, then so he's springing back and springing in, right? Which is basically what we do want. We don't want him going the other way around, so. There you go, just subtle. Right about there. Almost like he's steadying himself. And we can drag it out a little further, maybe. So it's not as dramatic. Okay. So if it's too subtle, then it won't show up on camera. My only thing is he's actually not dare I say balanced. How can you balance in this particular situation? But I'm thinking like a goat, right? Like a mountain goat. Boom, boom. Okay, and I got him here, so this is what's controlling all that. And I just want him to be without. It's like, can you not intersect your knees? No, it's okay. Hold on. All right, that's gonna intersect his knees. Oh, stop. Okay, hold on. We got a little knee action. Boom. Is it really? Right here, somewhere in there. So this should be linear because I got too much motion on that joint. That literally on that joint. So hold on. Let's linear him out. Let's bring this up just a skosh. There you go. Boom. Lean in, lean in. All right, I'll go with that. Okay, okay. Let me bring that left foot down. Like that. Okay. I just want him, I would like him to be a little more leaned in. I would like him to be a little more leaned in. That's as far as I can go because his knee, he begins to intersect there. He begins to intersect right here. All right. Okay. Well, daggone. It's like no change. All right. Well, I'll go with it. Let's totally screw it up, or totally let's just put them all on TCB and see what it gives us. Okay. It's much more of a solid hit, all because we added the TCB and it created this dip here. And that's one of the cool things I like about Lightwave. Well, it's animation in general. But being able to see it in real time and all that stuff, you can really see when you change the curve on a keyframe, how just the curve change alone changes how the object is moving through space and stuff like that. So, and now he's really hitting hard. That's good. And ooh, that right foot is hitting hard too. And so the only thing I want to do now, go bet to ship it over. Come on, is I just said that left foot. So eyeballing on the left foot. What was I making a big deal out of it? What was I noticing? Besides the fact that, oh, I need to fix the feet. Maybe he's just a little too high. It's only gonna be on the Y. He's just a little too high, I think. Let's go. Ready? Let's look at it real fast. Play. There you go. Right there. All right, let me just change. I'm gonna leave that. I'm gonna leave that because I can keep on going. I'm gonna leave that, and let's go. Let's now go to just to fix the feet orientation. So, and let's get through keyframes, please. That's fine. That's fine. Matter of fact, I'm gonna do it from here. Okay, and let's go again. Do we have a keyframe before this? Obviously. Yeah. Okay. So there and there, and that's not where we're supposed to be there, boss. And I know I didn't rotate this guy, right? Oh, I did? Come on. No, I didn't. Did I rotate him? I sure did. I sure did. I try to make him. I try not to use. I try to, segregate the controls as much as possible when animating. But a lot of times I wind up going to whatever the more convenient tool is, and I see, right? He's controlling this. Sure is. Although I would have preferred to use one of his planter controls. Okay. All right, so let's just put you back where you belong there, buddy. Launch and dip and and we're going to soften them up too. Whenever I'm animating, I'm always thinking about of stop animation for stuff, because I love, well, when I was growing up, stop animation was literally the VFX, from the Phil Tippett and stuff and all that world, all the original Star Wars and stuff like that. So whenever I'm animating or something like this, and it feels tedious, like having to go back and forth, I always say, well, this is way easier or less complex than doing stop animation, which I was taught stop animation in high school. We did claymation, and I can tell you, just to get 5 seconds of an animation and stuff like that, or 10 seconds, oh my gosh. It's a lot of time. And those lights that you're using to light your scene get hot. So all of this is just par for the course. But right here, I'll just let it roll, because it's so close to the let me just make sure. I was gonna add another pivot, but then it's gonna seem like too much foot action going on. There you go. And so we leave that, keep that, and then let's go on over to the madness that's happening on this foot here. Whoa. Oh, we got backward rotating foot. We got all kinds of stuff. This is just cleaning up. And also, for anybody who cares to use Lightwave or something, I generally use the PBR setting. Why? Honestly, is because it makes the geometry appear darker. Unless, of course, if you have material on it and everything. Or sometimes I'll just go in and grab the geometry and make it black. Right? He's pretty black here. Make it black, just so I'm just focused on the silhouette of the character. Right? So in other words, you see that I'm not using Lightwave for anything else besides animation. Okay, so let's fix this. Let me track it. So we're tracking now. And there it is. And who is doing that? Trying to track down who's doing it, because I wasn't affecting the planter earlier. Oh, it's not him. Okay. So I do see the pitch happening here. Up. Let's check the planner. No, that doesn't happen until much later. Oh, but that's exactly when it happens. Oh, but it's happening here. And that has nothing to do with him. So somebody got rotated who shouldn't be rotated. Nope, these guys aren't doing anything. So it's got to be him. And it's on the X. On the Y, really? Okay. Nope. Don't mess with that. Don't mess with that one either. As we try to hunt this one down, like, who is causing this? No. No. All right. So let's go. Let me save. And why is the rig doing this? Okay. Still doing it. Nope. Don't let me have to lock it out. Somebody got keyframed and they shouldn't have gotten keyframed. Trying to think of what's causing it. Steps back. Launch. Wow, that's launch. Actually, he should be. Should I stick with my? Oh no, sorry, wrong controller. Although he should rotate there, but since we broke it, might as well keep on with the broken. Oh, you know what? I was controlling the wrong one. Because he's going in another direction. There it is. Found it. It was the bank. Yeah. Because I'm looking at it. Yeah, right. So it's the bank. Matter of fact, we can put the. Because technically, actually, I want him rotated. And we're just staying with the broken. So if I was using whatever it is and it still was working, so I'm just going to use the actual IK box. And I'm going to use that since I've been using it. All right. Everybody's reacting properly. So boom. So he launches off, but here at 512, he should be showing that the thrust was happening from his foot. Boom. You can't see it. I can see it. There you go. Carrying through, carrying through, carrying through. All right, no more warp. Although here, let's, instead of having a flat, there you go. There you go. Michael Jordan, his way through life here. And we can get rid of this. Get rid of that keyframe. It was there for some other reason. And then we're going to soften them up. All right, these rotate, since he's got a lot of rotation on him, we'll soften them up now. Well, let's just TCB it and see where TCB takes us. Ta-da! See, and then let's see where it takes us. All right, let's come off of that. Well, you can't even see it. All right, here, spring. All right, let's track them. Like he's dunking. All right, let's just fix it here. Okay. And then what is that? What is that? Okay, no, that's nothing. That's just... he's not neat anyway, so... as he pedals through space and clunk. All right. And then we're just going to, since I have it on TCB there, and then we'll take a look. Here on the bank. Shouldn't be on the bank, but it's not on local. And sorry. Okay. So, and let's just look. And from what angle are we looking from? I guess we look from this one. And from the very beginning, don't have anything highlighted besides, let's say, the torso. If the feet stand out, then I'll see. Ooh. Well, I got some bicycle motion there. That's kind of cool. And just the right, well, see, I'm being picky again. Let's just hurry up. Boom. I just feel like I should have a little more time. 1, 2. There you go. There you go. And maybe not. I know I adjusted that foot rotation here. Oh, here. Oh, he's pointed down too far. There. Okay, because you know I'm going to move it. Oh, move. Let's put it back. Because it'll look moved then. Because the torso is going to go beyond it. Like that. Because it's not that it goes further backward. And let's get the ping pong. All right, so now we're just gonna, let's just play it and we're just gonna soften them up. There you go. Like that, and let's soften them up. All right, he's already soft there. His initial hit here. Boom, that should be softened too. Not easy, just give it a TCB. All right. Oh, it's all linear. All right, because we want smoother motion here. There you go. Up. And we click on the other leg. Click on the torso. So, pretty heavy on the back on the launch, and pretty heavy on the land, and smooth in between. And let me just once again soften them up. So are we soft here? Probably not here. Let's just make sure. See, I'm on a mix. TCB, which is going to make that curve go higher. As we can see, it's breaking from its original position. There you go. Now he has a better float to him too. And his feet aren't. All right, good. They're more calculated and less dramatic. All right, here we go. All right, so it looks like he's backpedaling off. Good. And let's see. Oh, his feet don't have to be together for this. Because I'm nitpicking now, and I just want to make sure I have it addressed. Sticking with our broken system. Clicking on our IK goals here. Let's get a pip. We're still using it. Right. Okay. There you go. And long, and he's in the ground. Zero. Oh no, he's not in the ground. Oh, okay. And kick off. All right, good. And about the other one. Oh, he don't have any. Why does he have motion on his X? because his X is this way. That's fine. Oh, let's soften it. All right, let me save and soften this up too. On his forward, and this is for the X is for our actual forward and backward. Just so we know it's smooth. And we're going to do the same thing on the other foot. Which may make it hit harder than what it's already doing. Yep, there it is. Wow, it's starting to look spidery, which is good in this particular case. All right, we're softening on the Y. Oh, Y of, make sure we're soft there too. Yeah, that's fine. And yeah, that's fine. And on the bank, yeah, we already dealt with the bank on these guys. All right, and let me just check the bank. Yep. All right, so now here we have our jump. Let's get our geometry in just so we can check it. Camera angle is going to be roughly here somewhere. I don't need to have the actual camera imported, even though I could. I don't need to have it. I just need to know that, oh, from the side he looks like this, because he's not animating for the camera. The camera's capturing what he does. So I that's how I've been working in reverse. So he's not animating for the camera. He's performing for an overall action, or overall actions that lead within the story. And the job of the camera is to be able to capture it and record it and translate it in the manner in which the actions dictate. Whoa. That's how I'm working on it for all of this. That way, and that also allows me, so basically it's allows the environment, allows the characters to drive the compositions, instead of me saying, okay, well, I got this camera over here, or I got this kind of an angle or shot over here. How can I get the action to work within this shot? No, it's like, this is the action. Now, what's the most fascinating way to capture it, right? So there you go. Wow, that's wild. It's gonna be from this angle. Boom. And boom. And it's gonna end, yeah, at 560. So 490, we get the whole go down, up. All right, that's a whole shot right there. All right, and so let's go on out to Blender. Enough. That's it for that. So let's go on out to Blender. All right, first thing I'm going to do is let's uncheck the hill, let's hide it, hoping FBX doesn't see it, and make sure we save our scene file. Everybody's fine. Good. All right. Enough. Okay, and let's go on out. Let's go and export. Okay. And I always do this. I always ensure that I always have it open the menu, or open the dialogue and then close it like that. That way I know it's going to save. I used to have a problem where it was not saving properly. This is a while back. Whenever I go out with the FBX, I go out I don't do 40, like I won't do just 40 to 560. I do all the way up until the last frame. So I'll go like 0 to 560, right? Even though in Blender, I'm capturing this or I'm capturing that portion of the animation. And also that way, the rig will have all of the keyframes. In the case I need to, like sometimes I need to go back like a second or two for the smoke dynamics and stuff to kick in at the way I need them to kick in. So they need like a second to get boiling and all that stuff like that. Okay. And so, so start frame is usually 0 for here, and then we go out. And then you'll see it trudge across. Is it gonna, there it is. Why is it taking so long? I'm like, where is it at? All right, enough silliness. Okay. All right, so next step, we're over in Blender. All right, so we're over in Blender. Let's go on over to my animation section here. And all this is for, is just so I have my action editor open on this side. That's all, just trying to keep it less chaotic. And we got our bone showing, and so we wanna, all right. So this is the last shot, and yep, Shot008. And we don't have to do anything. We don't have to load anything onto the master. That's for the Genoma. Which that's what that's what the master is called when you're when it's sent out via FBX. We don't have to. Although it is no, but we don't need to update it. Oh, actually, that's not even it. It's 001. So it's using like the old mat, like from Shot004, because basically for all I care about is that he's positioned, his rig overall is positioned exactly where it needs to be, which is actually right at the end of Shot004. So it's okay that he's running on the master is running on the 004, because there's no animation that happens after those keyframes. So as long as he holds his position, that's fine. So we don't have to worry about importing or loading the animation onto the master for this particular shot. Excuse me, the extra rig stuff that comes across from my Frankenstein rig. That's just, I haven't cleaned it up, but I didn't clean it up before I started production, so now it's just kind of there. So it's always in my videos now. It's like, oh, let me just clean it up, because I haven't cleaned it up, and so I just keep on sending it over. Anyway, so now we have this animation. Blender, can you show me my timeline? Can you show me my timeline? Thank you. 490 to 506, blah blah blah. And this is Shot008. Yeah, let's just, I guess if it's gonna work, we need to get our timeline up here. And right, so I'm just gonna, is it on drop, hit drop, because we're not baking yet. Right, I'm not even gonna try to play it. It is not, the frame dropping is not gonna help. It doesn't help. It does not help. Once you got all this stuff loaded in, it's not even about the geometry or anything like that. I mean, I love my my play blast add-on. I love that, so I use it whenever I need to. But I don't utilize Blender for real-time animation playback. It's not even a thought. So I don't care for that. That's not what I'm using it for. But I'm just going to scrub through just to make sure everybody plants on right. Ba-doom. And we're planted on right. And of course, our fog beams are going into the geometry there. But that may have to be, that's going to be edited out once I do a test render. Okay. Yeah. And so since we're here, I'm going to go ahead and bake out the animation. It should be already pointed to where it needs to go. bake out the not the animation, but the and this is what I meant by the particle effects. Not particle effects, the smoke dynamics. What I want to do is I want to go out earlier for it. So right now it's at 490, but I want to start at, this is fine, but we're gonna record at 460, just so I have two, some 494. Let's go for 460. Let's go out at 460. And what I mean by go out at 460, and you see I have two property windows because I use one for, technically I use this one for all actual properties, and this was for my render settings. So let's go out for render settings, go 460. So when I render, I can capture it. So I have the extra frames, and also let's go 460 out for his dynamics. As you see, I have nothing on him now. So this is a new one. And oh, so I'm all ready to go. I'm already set to go here. I just wasn't set to go there because that's gonna, the 460 in the render panel matters. So when I go to actual render, and I'm wondering like, hey, I need to have some, a second earlier to edit with or something, okay, and I'll do it from here too, because this is yeah, I'll go as far back as the particles, as the volumetrics will go. All right, and so he's ready he's all set up. So let me pause and calculate that out. All right, and so here's the actual preview. And I use Play Blast to not just to preview, but also to do the sim calculations. Because obviously, since I don't use the Blender's its own playback ability and stuff like that, I found that using Play Blast, I can calculate, I can see what the actual shot looks like and actually do the physics calculations and stuff like that, all in one shot, all in one go. And I see there's some weird things going on here with the particles, but I'm not sure if that shows up on camera because I have dissolve set, so it's not set to go out that far. And this is not going to be the final camera shot, but everything's calculated in, and that's pretty much the process. So thanks for watching.